Mary.
Good morning, Cindy.
I can barely hear you.
Let me see here. Let me see what I can do for the volume.
Probably did it when you turned down the music.
Probably. Let me see if I can find that again. Oh my goodness. I am extra nervous today for I'm not sure all what reason.
Me
Is this
too.
better?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Good.
Excellent.
Yeah. And we're just gonna, it's gonna be a great morning
It is.
because we're here. Even just the
We
five
are.
of us. Shoot.
People show up right at time usually, so
Right. And I'm gonna welcome everybody. Hey Rex. Hi Keith.
yeah.
But yeah, I think yeah. Welcome. And anybody that's joining us on the YouTube live, if you'd
Hmm.
like, go ahead and put your name in the chat and or not your name. Well, you can put your first name, but where you're from, if you'd like, and how you heard about us, if that's something you're open to. This is the week that I'm really happy that I'm not teaching any longer. Like,
My daughter's baby shower is this afternoon, so this is a nice break to relax before going back to preparations.
yes. Well, how neat. When is she due again?
October 10/10.
Perfect.
We're expecting it to be a little earlier than that though, because that's the outside time and the doctor may want it to do a little sooner.
Oh, I see.
We shall see.
It's hard work making a baby.
Hmm.
Hey, Daniel. Hey, Nancy and
Welcome, Stephen and
Stephen.
Nancy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Morning. Good
Good
morning,
morning. Good
all.
morning. It's so good to see you all here.
Yeah. Glad to see Joan too, although I don't she was on right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
Oh, good. It's a big group today so far. Just cool. It's exactly who needs to be here is here. Mary, and Stephen, you might know this too. Can you see if anybody's on the YouTube when you're leading? Nancy can.
There's one watching right now.
Excellent.
It doesn't show who it is, just that
Oh no,
someone.
that's okay. Well, welcome Zoom or YouTube watcher. If you want, you can put your name in the chat and where, or not, you don't have to put your name, but you could put where you're from, and that would be pretty
Yeah.
swell if you want. And I'm gonna, I know it's 10 o'clock, but I'm gonna give it 3 more minutes before, or maybe not three, but you know,
Hey,
diving
Cindy,
into it.
refresh my memory. What chapter are we on with the Tao Te Ching?
31.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Yes, this is a dense day. I'm regretting several things, but I want to welcome everybody, and we're so very glad you're here. And my name is Cindy Young, and Mary is going to be doing our slides today and guiding you through this service. And whether you're joining us on Zoom or YouTube, your presence is appreciated as we co-create this space. And to you, Mary.
Sanctuary Church is a faith-based organization. Our faith in sacred mushrooms stems from both the prehistoric use by our ancestors and the personal experiences of our modern members. Sacred mushrooms are among the greatest sacraments nature offers, raising our awareness so that we may access a direct connection to the source of life. It is our belief that the consumption of sacred mushrooms is a form of communion that brings us closer to what many know as God, Source, the All, and many other names. We understand this divine source as pure consciousness, the essence that permeates all being. This pure consciousness is, we believe, the source of creation and the origin of health and well-being. Our vision and mission at Sanctuary is to live in a world with supportive and joyful communities, empowered to discover our own divinity with sacred mushrooms and with each other. Our mission and vision are solely supported by the generosity of our members. Your donations are essential to the continuance of our community. If you value what Sanctuary brings to the world, we ask you to donate at sanctuary.org/donate today. Please take a moment now to find a comfortable space to settle in and be present as we begin our service. Before we move into meditation, we'd love to share a few of the threads that are weaving our community closer together. Next Wednesday, the 19th, is the last day to register for our August deep dive ceremony in Kentucky for level 1 and 2 graduates. To attend, you'll need to be an active foundation member and to have completed at least the level 1 training program. Visit our website or the events calendar on Mighty Networks to learn more and reserve your spot. You can find all upcoming events in the public and members-only calendars by joining our Mighty Networks community through Psanctuary.org. I would like to now invite Cindy to lead us in meditation.
Well, thank you, Mary. I appreciate it. And I want to invite you all to sit comfortably and settle into your body, awake and aware, attentive to what's going on. And we'll all take a collective breath in and sigh out. So I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze and bring to mind something in your life that is causing you stress or feels blocked. It could be as simple as some issue with your computer. It could be as complicated as an estranged relationship or anywhere in between. But bring to mind something that feels blocked. You're not to solve it. I just want you to be with it. Ask yourself, what am I telling myself about this? What am I telling myself about this particular situation? It's not fair. I should know better. Nobody understands me. Could be a lot of things. But pick one. And then think about what that message is reinforcing. What story is it validating? You're right. Important. You're needed. Maybe in control. It's safe. You're strong, or you need freedom. What do you get from believing this message or this story? Just notice. What would you have to give up to let this story go? Control, or you have no control? This always happens to me. Nobody gets me. I don't need anybody. What is it that you'd have to give up if you let that story go? Now, consider what you might need instead. Trust, courage, vulnerability, patience, rest, simply openness. What is it that you might need? Take a breath. Slowly in and slowly breathe it out. There is nothing to reject or believe. Just be aware and lightly hold that awareness. This is the situation. Here's my story about it. There is something beyond that story. What is it? What do you need to surrender? To break out of that story? What else is possible? Settle in there. There's nothing to force, nothing to conquer. Nothing to know. Just feel. Just breathe. Remain open. There are new possibilities. When we surrender constraints of personality, and allow love. Take another deep breath in and sigh it out. When you're ready, gently open your eyes and return to the Zoom space. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy, for that meditation. I appreciate the call to be mindful and to let things be. And now, let us all take a few moments to send loving intention to our sacraments and to all who cultivate or commune with these sacred mushrooms. Without these gifts of our Creator and the communion of our members, this community would not exist. Through intention and attention, we call forth the power of the mushroom and the community we have formed around it. Let us use our ever-expanding awareness to bring greater peace throughout the connections we have in our world. May we radiate gratitude from our hearts to our Creator, our community, and those who nurture and grow our sacrament. In cultivating and consuming this sacrament, we become aware of the oneness of life, the knowing that we live in all things, and all things live in us. May we carry this understanding into all of our relationships and allow it to guide us in our journey as members of the human family. Thank you, everyone. For more than 2,500 years, the Tao Te Ching has offered guidance and insight into the paradox of existence. Because this paradox is often encountered when communing with our sacrament, we turn to this short book as our primary sacred text. We invite all who feel called to study it further as you explore the mysteries of life.
Tao Te Ching, Chapter 31, translation by J.H. MacDonald. Weapons are the bearers of bad news. All people should detest them. The wise man values the left side, and in the time of war he values the right. Weapons are meant for destruction and thus are avoided by the wise. Only as a last resort will a wise person use a deadly weapon. If peace is her true objective, how can she rejoice in the victory of war? Those who rejoice in victory delight in the slaughter of humanity. Those who resort to violence will never bring peace to the world. The left side is a place of honor on happy occasions. The right side is reserved for mourning at a funeral. When the lieutenants take the left side to prepare for war, the general should be on the right side because he knows the outcome will be death. The death of many should be greeted with great sorrow, and the victory celebration should honor those who have died. Thank you. We're going to go on ahead
Oops,
into.
sorry, I was muted while I was reading there.
Oh, sorry.
Each Sunday, we read from a different poem or passage selected by our Sunday discussion lead and posted in our Mighty Networks community. After it is read aloud, we will take 5 minutes for reflection before moving into our open discussion, where we will explore both readings together. If you have joined us on YouTube, feel free to share in the live chat what words or ideas from the reading resonate with you. And Cindy will read our rotating text selection.
Yeah. Thank you, Mary, and thank you all. I chose this text because I kind of wanted to have something that was corresponding with the Tao. And this month we are exploring the art of integration. And this particular passage in the Red Book is where Young actually starts to talk with the soul rather than analyze it. Just to give you a little background, because the Red Book is quite dense, as those of us in book club know. So thank you. So this is the chapter Soul and God. The spirit of the depths even taught me to consider my action and my decision as dependent on dreams. Dreams pave the way for life, and they determine you without you understanding their language. One would like to learn this language, but who can teach it and learn it? Scholarliness alone is not enough. There is a knowledge of the heart that gives deeper insight. The knowledge of the heart is in no book and is not to be found in the mouth of any teacher, but grows out of you like the green seed from the dark earth. Scholarliness belongs to the spirit of this time, but this spirit in no way grasps the dream, since the soul is everywhere that the scholarly knowledge is not. But how can I attain the knowledge of the heart? You can attain this knowledge only by living your life to the full. You live your life fully if you also live what you have never yet lived, but have left for others to live or to think. You will say, but I cannot live or think everything that others live or think. But you should say, the life that I could still live, I should live. And the thoughts that I could still think, I should think. It appears as though you want to flee from yourself so as to not to have to live what remains unlived until now. But you cannot flee from yourself. It is with you all the time and demands fulfillment. If you pretend to be blind and dumb to this demand, you feign being blind and deaf to yourself. This way you will never reach the knowledge of the heart. The knowledge of your heart is how your heart is. From a cunning heart, you will know cunning. From a good heart, you will know goodness, so that your understanding becomes perfect. Consider that your heart is both good and evil. You ask, what? Should I also live evil? The spirit of the depths demands the life that you could still live, you should live. Well-being decides not your well-being, not the well-being of others, but only well-being. Sorry. Well-being is well-being is between me and others in society. I too lived which I had not done before, which I could still do. I lived into the depths, and the depths began to speak. The depths taught me the other truth. It thus united sense and nonsense in me. I had to recognize that I'm only the expression and the symbol of the soul. In the sense of the spirit of the depths, I am as I am in this visible world, a symbol of my soul, and I am thoroughly a serf, completely subjugated, utterly obedient. The spirit of the depths taught me to say, I am the servant of a child. Through this dictum, I learn above all the most extreme humility is what I need most. Next page. The spirit of the time, of course, allowed me to believe in my reason. He let me see myself in the image of a leader with right thoughts. But the spirit of the depths teaches me that I am a servant, in fact, the servant of a child. This dictum was repugnant to me and I hated it, but I had to recognize and accept that my soul is a child and that my God in my soul is a child. So I invite you to reflect on this chewy stuff. Where do I strive to appear good while denying or hiding parts of myself that also need understanding and compassion? What qualities in myself do I most resist acknowledging? What might they be trying to teach me if I approach them with curiosity instead of fear? And what unexpected wisdom or strength have I discovered by embracing an imperfection rather than trying to eliminate it? Hmm.
Those are some deep thoughts. Please take out your journals and pens for 5 minutes of reflection. Cindy already read the questions, so I'm going to move on to, if you're watching on YouTube, take a moment for reflection there as well. You might even share a word or insight on the live stream chat. I'm setting my timer for 5 minutes now. 1 minute remaining. Please begin wrapping up your thoughts.
Okay, so give you before we do our discussion agreements, because we'll do that after our reason, which always always get drawn to need to learn the most. And and I guess I picked this because I needed to figure some things out because I have certain blockages that I have discovered this week um and have been caught or in controlling types of things. It gets pretty dangerous when you do that. It does for me because, I'm fairly independent and I resist asking for help. I think Courtney's had this go for her before. And and so for comfort, I go in and do all those menial tasks that I really do not need to do, but they give me some sense of satisfaction because I can fold the laundry and I can see it's done. I can cut the grass and it lasts for 2 weeks. I can do all these little things, avoiding stepping back and seeing a big picture and reflecting on what I really need to do and it being curious but not reckless, which is a difference for me. Some people can be curious and they can be safe with that. And some of us are just like jumping off of cliffs and shit because it's curious, just want to know what it's going to feel like. And then, and these are my reflections. So this is my stream of consciousness mimicking young. So bless your hearts that you're going to get a little bit of this. And maybe it'll help you understand why I wanted to do the meditation I did this morning. But I'm thinking about it. Okay. So my husband and I bought a business this week, and this will not be all that long, or 2 weeks ago. And it is wonderful for him. It makes him really happy. It's got a bounce in his step. He's nearly 70. So we're like, yeah, baby, let's go on into this last decade or two or three or whatever. And I'm getting to learn things or relearn things that I've thought I was decent at and realized now I don't know anything about. Or I know just enough to be dangerous and can totally mess things up and cannot figure out how to like get the Google admin changed on this business, which is a kind of a big deal. But instead of really focusing on that, I'm just focusing on the things I can tick off. And so where does that leave me? So back to that reflection question, which of course now I've buried everything, you know, why do what's good about me? Oh, I can do this by myself And what it's hiding is I am desperately incompetent and terribly overcommitted because I do not want to face any of my own stuff. And I know nobody else does this, but you know, it's like talking with people, it's like I can't be joyful because other people are suffering. So I'll suffer, which doesn't bring anything to anybody. And what I need to do is to be the joy that I should be. And what I need to do is step back and see the big picture. And I'm an art teacher. That's a big deal. When you're an art, you get the kids and they're like right here. It looks beautiful from 4 inches because that's where their heads are. They're right down on it. And then they step back and they look at the whole thing because they're not just doing, a 8 by 10 picture, they're doing a 3 foot by 5 foot picture. And that part's beautiful, but it doesn't work with anything else because it's totally out of perspective. And now they've got to decide, do they repaint the whole thing or do they take out the part that is so beautiful but now doesn't fit and redo that? Which has never happened to me ever. I've never ever had to do that. Bullshit. Did a full-size portrait of someone and all this detail and everything, and his hands were gorgeous, his suit looked okay. I stepped back and his head's too big. You cannot give somebody a pumpkin head portrait. You cannot do that. It's not going to sell. It doesn't matter how much it looks like you cannot do that. So rather than painting over the whole thing, I painted out his face and redid it, which is kind of where I'm going with this. It's like the big picture. What do I need to do? I mean, it's like nothing. These are those shadows. So, if I step back, I have to admit that I don't know everything. If I step back, I have to admit I have no control. If I step back, actually, that's not true. If I step back, I can admit I don't know everything. And I do have control because I could ask somebody that might know something. What a brilliant idea that would be. I'd have to give up the fact that I know everything. That's kind of a stretch. And then I have to go, oh, and then I'm going to have to do that again because it's a dance. And every day it's the same thing. It's like I'm going to have to face something and it's going to be uncomfortable. And I'm going to much rather do something that I know I can do rather than try to push myself into something that I'm going to feel stupid at. And I'm going to have to choose comfort or growth, basically. And I think I've danced around that a whole lot with this, but that's I'm I'm realizing I can't I can't control things. And when I abandon my personality and appearing to be strong or capable and surrender to some vulnerability and discomfort, I can grow. And and it's you know the the lessons of the mushroom and the beauty of this community is because I can look into your faces or see your names if I don't see your face. And I can go, oh, somebody in here will remind me that I'm more than just what my personality thinks I am, or I'm more than all these labels. I'm actually love and one of everybody here. And that was a really tangential ADD little explanation, and bless you all for indulging me. Um, and I hope that something was resonant with that. And that we can now go into discussion. I wanted to I wanted to ask before we do that, and you can just raise your little Zoom hands to let me know. I was thinking since there's 33 of us, and that's a fairly big group. Now, if we and we can do a big discussion, I don't really care, but I think that it might be kind of nice if we had like three groups or even just two groups so that there could be maybe a little more dialogue instead of me just kind of monitoring or leading. Maybe, what are your thoughts? So, what do you think, congregation, participants? Raise your Zoom hand if you would like to have this discussion about the Tao and the reflection questions more conversational in group settings. Just raise your hand if you'd like to do smaller groups. And we'll just do a tally of that. Okay, yes. It's not looking good for the small groups, people. It's 5 to 30 or 5 to 27, looks like. Okay, so we are not going to do groups. We are going to do one big old room. And what I'd like to remind everyone, and Mary will read the discussion agreements, but I'd like to ask us to make sure that whatever we comment or our comments, if we can keep them sort of brief and and forwarding, I guess, somehow. I don't know. But taking space and making space is, I guess, what I'm asking. So that if you, I invite you to share, please, God, share. But if you haven't ever participated or you participate rarely, I invite you to voice in this discussion then. Back to you, Mary.
Our discussion agreements: welcome everything, check your assumptions, own your experience, reveal your experience, honor self and other, confidentiality by request. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better, said Abraham Lincoln. If you found value in today's service, we invite you to donate at psanctuary.org/donate. Live stream is now ending, and we are moving to discussion. Back to you, Cindy.